Yo, man, hit that thumbs up button. Join the notification gang. Hit that bell so you get all these videos and I crank out this shit. With all due disrespect, if this offends you, fuck you. So, Janelle Monae calls out misogyny in rap music. She says that we need to abolish that shit too. Says a lot of, and quote, a lot of my musical heroes and peers' work are problematic in many ways. Now, she raps, she sings, she does a little bit of everything. And this is all in her quotes. And she says, I really only want to hear women rapping. The amount of misogynistic shit from most men in rap and music is infuriating. We need to abolish that shit. Women, black women in particular, have been portrayed by the majority of men for far too long. The systems that enable and abuse power or burning either bring gasoline or burn it with you. And she says, y'all can't wait to call women every bitch, hoe, discuss violent acts against women, etc. for clout and rap, rock, and throughout music history. It has never been okay to be, and it's been normalized. Women didn't create it, y'all did, so y'all do the work to abolish it. And she went on her rant on Twitter, and she actually got some good retweets out of it. Here's my problem with her. And then she goes on to say, oh, I brought one of my ancestors. I brought all of my ancestors home with me. We were filming most of the stuff at night on the plantation, felt everything. Got something else, my bad. She was also in that horrible movie Netflix did about Madam C.J. Walker. She's a feminist. And I hate feminists. I think black men, we have enough enemies as it is. Being public enemy number one in this country for 400 years. The last thing we need is to have our own women beefing with us as well. So I despise black feminists. And she's one of them. Last time I heard about her, she was dating Tessa Thompson. Look, she's on Atlantic Records. It's funny that she's calling out hip hop because she got her break in this business from hip hop. You know, her first appearance was on the Purple Ribbon All Stars Got Perp Volume 2 album from Outkast, Big Boy, and Killer Mike. And then Outkast put her on the Idlewild soundtrack. So, and Big Boy lobbied for her and got her a deal with Bad Boy. So, Bad Boy was your first step. You know what I mean? You broke into this business, this hip hop, this genre that you claim is being disrespectful to women. Now, yeah, back in the day, the uncut days, you know, you had girls twerking for 4 or 5 minutes. No one put a gun to these girls' head. You know, the Melissa Fords, the Esther Baxters, the Buffy the Bodies, they as grown women, as adults, wanted to make some money, wanted to get into the business. A lot of them became entrepreneurs like Melissa Ford and so and so. They made the choice. You know, if somebody says, "Hey, we want to pour syrup on your ass," if you know, no one's making her do that. When Nelly put the credit card down the girls' cheeks, no one made these girls do that. Just like strip club culture. Now, hip hop has a lot of issues. I've always, you know, been able to say that. As much as I am a fan, thought culture is more popular than it's ever been, led by the Nicki Minaj's, the City Girls of the world, the Nicki Minaj, the Cardi B's of the world. You know, we've come a long way from. They make these girls now make Little Kim and Foxy Brown look like schoolgirls compared, because what they did was raunchy for that time period, but the radio singles were way more classier than what these girls is talking about. But no one's, you know, this has been a battle that has been going on for a long time. You had Dionne Warwick and women back in the early '90s. They bought a bunch of Snoop Doggy style CDs and was smashing them on the sidewalks. They went and bought his albums. It helped increase his record sales just to make a point and smash them up like idiots. This has been going on for years. Like I say, if anything, if anyone taught us how to disrespect our women, it was white people because they were pimping out our women since the day we got here. But it's a figure of speech. It's like Tupac said, not every woman is a bitch, but there's a difference between a bitch and a woman. As a woman, you should know the difference. I don't think if and I can never speak because I'm not a woman, but if you're a woman and you know you're not a bitch, you shouldn't feel offended when you see a woman being referenced as a bitch. Now, if you get called that, that's different, directly. If someone directly calls you out of your name, you have every right to be offended. But if you know you're not a bitch, I don't feel like you should be offended by that. It's a difference. You know, a lot of females call each other these same names that you're claiming that men are dogging out women on these records, rap records. How many women get mad and call another girl a bitch that they hate at their job or whatever? You know, it's a two-way street. You know, when I hear rap records and they call out fuck boys and fuck niggas and all that, I don't get offended because I know I'm a man. I'm a black man first and foremost. I don't consider myself to be one of those type of dudes, so I don't get offended by it. But I think it's hypocritical that someone who broke into this business, hip hop gave her start before she became this Grammy Award winning, singer and all of this stuff. And she's had a real successful career for the last 10 plus years. Hip hop gave you your break. Without hip hop, we wouldn't have probably knew who your funny ass was. Now you want to abolish it? Out of all things that could be abolished that need to be taken down, like now racial tension is high and everyone wants to change everything and statues are getting taken down. A lot of things are so-called changing, at least from an image standpoint. Out of everything you can call out to be abolished, you want hip hop to be abolished. One of the only few things black people have ever really, had in a long time post Jim Crow. And unfortunately, we don't own hip hop. That's a whole nother conversation. You want to fucking come out and shit on that. Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. And like I say, she's a feminist. I've never been a big fan of her like that, but it's feminist shit. I mean, we was having a conversation about The Color Purple, and I mean, I said I like that movie, but I remember watching that one time with my grandmother, and she was from that generation that movie takes place in, and she said I didn't like the movie because she didn't like the way that movie portrayed black men. Danny Glover's Mr. character was the main villain. That was one of the first movies where a black man was the main antagonist. And was it what a coincidence that the woman who the movie was inspired by a book called The Color Purple, written by black feminists and Alice Walker. Is it a coincidence this black feminist made the villain of her book the evil black man? You know what I mean? This is this is what they do. So I mean, I really have an issue with black feminists because it's always some bullshit narrative. They always have to paint us out, just like the Harriet Tubman movie. A black feminist directed that shit, and what same coincidence? They create this male black character who's a slave catcher, and he was the number one bad guy. He was even more vilified than the slave owner, for fuck's sakes. So yeah, I'm not feeling the black feminist energy from Janelle Monae. You know what I'm saying? Just leave hip hop the fuck alone. We don't, hip hop don't even fuck with you no more anyway. You switched over. You used hip hop to get into this business and you don't really rock with rap no more anyway. So just stay in your lane and keep it a buck. And yeah, she was in that Harriet Tubman movie. That's right. She was in the Harriet Tubman movie, uh, not the C.J. Walker. See, both of those movies are so similar, and they had some of the same narratives. I got them twisted up. She was in that Harriet Tubman movie, that fucking catastrophe of a film. So yeah, Janelle Monae kick rocks all the way to the fucking curb. Fuck out of here. Let me know what y'all think. And like I said, be easy in the comments because like YouTube comedy, I mean, excuse me, community guidelines, certain comments they won't approve of them. So it's not that I'm blocking or removing people's comments. It's just if the shit is too whatever, YouTube or just they refuse to put it up. But let me know what y'all think, man.